Greetings everybody, Nick DiVirgilio here, and today we're going to go through the Universal Audio Studer A800 Multi-Track Tape Machine plugin. Here we go. This is the native plugin that you can run directly in your DAW. You don't need Universal Audio hardware to run this plugin. The Studer A800 Multi-Track Tape Machine was probably one of the most famous multi-track machines of all time. Even in my early days as a recording artist, I used an A800 many times in the recording studio. You can use this plugin in many different ways. You could put it on the whole song or the master bus, which is my favorite way to use this plugin. Or if your computer's powerful enough, you can put it on every channel in your song, or just a couple channels. However you want to use it, you can use it. We're going to hear a song that we recorded here at Sweetwater. The plugin is on the master bus, and you're going to hear how it just adds a little bit of grit, a little bit of life, a little bit of that analog goodness to the song. The first knob we're going to look at here is the tape. You can pick between 4 different kinds of tape, and you can see the tape reels changing as you turn the knob. There's 250, 456, which was very typical back in when I used to record a lot on tape machines, 900, and GP9. Over here is the calibration knob. +3, +6, +7.5, and +9. Now, each kind of tape has its recommended calibration, but you definitely don't have to use it like that. Turn the calibration knob, change the kind of tape, and see how it affects the sound of what you're listening to. It might add a little bit of grit, it might add a little bit of high end. It all depends on what you're going for. Down here at the bottom, you have input and output. Input is how much input you're sending into the machine, of course. Output is how much you're sending out of the machine, of course. In the middle here is the IPS, inches per second, how fast the tape is moving across the heads. It can be off, 7.5 inches per second, 15 or 30. In my experience, typically 15 or 30 IPS was used mostly, but 7.5 can definitely be used as well. Repro and sync, these are the heads that touch the tape as it was moving by, how it actually gets the sound onto the tape. Input and through. Now, here's where the special sauce lies. When you press on the badge, click on the badge right here, it opens up the inside. And this is where you can really change the sound. The sync head and the repro head have their own high filter and low filter here, which is kind of like an EQ. You can really hear the difference in the EQ. You could add hum or hiss, which is really old school if you want. You could change the bias. Over here on the right, you have some buttons. Right here where it says equalizer, you have a couple of different EQ curves. NAB was the American standard EQ curve. CCIR was the European standard. Now these work if you have 7.5 or 15 IPS as the tape speed. If you go to 30, you get the AES EQ curve standard. Auto calibration will change the calibration for whatever tape you pick if it's set to on. And over here, if you want to add some noise, just press the on or off button. You might want to add some of that noise in the background of your song. Here's the song without the plug-in engaged. Here we go. Now engaged. So it's adding a little bit of volume, a little bit of warmth, a little low end to the sound as well, and a little bit of beef down below in the bottom part of the sound of the song. I'm going to play it again with the plugin engaged, and I'll mess with the filters here since we're on the repro head. All you have to do is grab it with your cursor, drag down or up, and you can see it turning, and listen how it adjusts the sound. It's adding quite a bit of high end. I'll turn that all the way off. You can definitely hear it in the snare drum. What a great little effect, just adding a little bit of EQ right inside this tape machine plugin. Let's do that same thing, but this time with the low end. That's the low end all the way up. You can hear the kick drum pumping. All the way off, the kick drum gets smaller. Let me turn it back up again for you. So just with a couple of adjustments, you add some nice analog warmth, some volume to bump up the sound and the feel of your song. Also, little EQ adjustments as well, just by turning these couple of knobs. Now, I don't want any noise in the background, but to demonstrate the noise feature here, it's on right now. I'm going to turn up the hiss. You'll definitely hear the hiss. How about some hum too? Oh, it's there. But I don't want it, so let's turn it off. It magically goes away. And there you go, a quick run through of the Universal Audio Studer A800 Multi-Track Tape Machine plugin. A really cool plugin to add some life to your song, either the whole mix or any individual track. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'm Nick DiVirgilio.